The snap of due process. When you watch your local or national newscast in 2025, you are being fed a packaged product. The chaos of President Donald Trump in 2025 is an orchestrated narrative with one goal: to induce you to correct your mistake in electing Donald Trump and restoring the Democratic Party to their rightful position as rulers of the country. The slant of negative coverage has been well documented by newsbusters.org. So, if the leadership of Donald Trump is an exercise in chaos, can we determine who Donald Trump truly works for in his second term? Let's look at two stories. First, let's examine whether narco-drug traffickers have due process.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says 4 more boats were taken out Monday. Reporter Connor Hansen takes a closer look at the area where it happened.
New video of the deadliest day of strikes on alleged drug boats so far, this time in the Eastern Pacific. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth says deadly strikes took out 14 suspected narco-terrorists on 4 different boats, leaving 1 survivor who was rescued by Mexican authorities.
I would not want to be in a drug boat in the Caribbean right now.
The Trump administration has compared drug cartels to terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda. The president claims each boat carries enough drugs to kill 25,000 Americans.
For many years, the drug cartels have waged war in America, and at long last, we're finally waging war on the cartels.
But there is no due process on the high seas. Unmarked vessels carrying drugs into the United States have but one purpose: to kill your children with illicit drugs. We spend $500 billion every year on the most expensive military in the world, and we can't use it to defend our borders from drug cartels? Point of fact, President Barack Obama used identical drone strikes for 8 straight years, not just on the open sea, but in dozens of countries. But no reporter or news outlet ever suggested that Obama was a president operating in chaos or without due process. Again, the American news media has an agenda to tell you that one president is chaos and the other was divine perfection of autocratic rule. Let's go to the second story. The federal government SNAP program was created to provide temporary assistance for those in need to purchase groceries. KOAT Television of New Mexico interviewed some of those affected by the current government shutdown.
The first thing I did was grab my phone and call, and when I heard $0, my chest went into my throat.
Maggie Aragon has been a SNAP recipient for more than 3 decades. Even with these benefits, she says she also relies on food banks to get enough food.
I have depended on those benefits since the 1990s.
How has this woman received free groceries since the 1990s? That's over 30 years. I work very hard to purchase groceries for my family in 2025. Why do I have to pay for this woman not to work? Again, the government shutdown is cast as the chaos of President Trump. Look past the partisan reporting and ask yourself who it is that Donald Trump truly works for. You already know the answer. Trump works for the American taxpayer, the person paying for all of this, the person paying for free groceries for life, the person watching their children getting killed by the import of illegal drugs across our border. Donald Trump, in 2025, works for one person and one person only, the American taxpayer. And we have never had a single other president in our lifetime of either party who had such a focus. Thank you, President Trump, for doing precisely the job we elected you for.